Hello everyone, Sarah Brown here today with your needle felting tips. I am just showing you today in this video how to make the basic egg shape 3 different ways. You do not need to use any polystyrene or anything nasty in the middle. These are 100% wool and super easy. All you'll need is some cool wool. I'm going to be using this lovely slither from the lovely Laura over at Fuzzy Wuzzies today. It is my favourite. If you have a carded bat instead, then you can just pull apart and turn your carded bat into a ribbon, nice and easy. You will also need a needle. I'm going to be using my 38 gauge needles today. They are triangular size. It's a good all-rounder. It's my favourite, but you can use whatever you like. I'm using my Clover tool with the double needle just to speed it up. If you have a single needle, that's absolutely fine as well. One of the methods will include a kebab stick, so you might need one of those. Also, obviously, your felting surface. And then when you have made your lovely eggs, you can have some fibre to decorate them with. Happy felting, everyone! So the first way I'm going to show you to make an egg shape is by using the slither and a kebab stick. So I'm going to take some of the slither off. Whoop. And I'm actually going to just pull it in half lengthways. I find it a lot easier to work with that way. Then I'm going to think about how big I want my egg to be. So I'm going to keep my hand where I want my egg to stop. And I'm literally just going to wrap. Okay, so best advice I can give you for wrapping kebab stick or wire or anything like that is try and keep as close to it as you can. Pull as tight as you can. And you will have to do less felting. So we are making an egg shape on the kebab stick. Okay, so I'm pulling it tight. And I'm going to keep going up and down, up and down, up and down until I have my egg shape. So I just keep adding. I'm adding to the bottom first because I want that bit to get bigger. Ooh. Here we go, adding another bit. Bottom again, I want that bit to get bigger like I said. Ooh, don't let go. All the way to the top. Now I'm going to keep going and do a little bit of felting, and then I'm going to come back and show you how to finish off. So now I've spent some time just building it up by wrapping the slithers round. I've spent a little bit of time just felting so it's all coming together, and then if you take it off your kebab stick, not quite an egg shape yet, but now you can just spend a few minutes going all the way around, rounding everything off. Now it's off the kebab stick. You're less likely to break a needle, obviously, if you're going to hit your kebab stick with your needles. So you can spend some time sculpting, going around where you feel you need to. You can make it shorter. Whoop. So if you stab in the top and the bottom, it's going to shorten everything up again and you're going to get more of an egg shape. If you take it off the kebab stick and you think, oh gosh, still not quite the shape I wanted, then you can always change it. So if I wanted to make the base a little bit bigger, I would just take some of my slither and add a little bit more to it, round it all off. So hopefully we'll get there to a basic egg shape that you can decorate. So that's one method on the kebab stick. So another basic way to make an egg shape is the knot method. So I've taken my slither again. I've got about 12 inches here, I think. It's going to be quite a large egg. But all you need to do is knot in the middle. Pull as tight as you can. Basically, you're going to build this up So you're going to knot just on top. And then again, knot just on top. Ooh, if some comes off, and it might, not the end of the world, we can always add to it if we need to. Okay, so now I've got these knots all together, I can then start to wrap the end bits round to give me more of that egg shape. So there's the first one. I'm going to do the other one the other way. And what you can do is once you've got your basic egg shape, oh, actually I'm going to go that way, look, I prefer that one I think. Once you've got your basic egg shape, you can then add to it with a little bit more core wool if you need to start to make it bigger or smaller. So if you just take your time, I'm going super fast to show you, but if you just take your time, you will be able to get, so rest of the fibre that was at the bottom there, I'm just pulling it up and felting it in. I think my mat keeps moving. Just felting it in. And obviously we want one end to have a bigger end, one end to have a smaller end if possible. So that's going to be done with your sculpting, with your stabbing. We can always add some more. Ooh, we can always add some more to the bottom, make it a little bit rounder. But it does take a little while to come together. You have to take your time. Let it all come together. Look, it is coming together, so I've got my egg shape here. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little bit more stabbing and then I'll come back to you in a moment. So I spent a little bit of time just sculpting the egg shape. I added a little bit more core wool to the top because I could see there were some seams that I didn't want to be seen, and I've got my basic egg shape, nice and easy. My last method for making the basic egg shape is to roll a sausage and then add to that shape to build up the egg shape. This is my favourite method. This is the one that I like to use. I don't know why, I just prefer this one. So I'm taking my slither and I'm just starting to roll. If it starts to get too long, I'm just going to start folding in the ends. I'm not too worried. Okay. And obviously I want the base here to be bigger than the top. So as I've started rolling, this bit here has come to the base. And that's kind of what I wanted it to do. So there's my basic, as if I was rolling a sausage. I do have a thinner bit at the top and a thicker bit at the bottom, so that's helped me already. And then I'm just going to start to stab and get everything together. Ooh, stab and turn, stab and turn. If I don't turn, I'll end up with a brick shape, and that's definitely not what I want. I'm pushing all the way through at the moment to get all the fibres to connect to the other side. Ooh. Hopefully by the time I get back round it's going to be sticking together. Yes, lovely. So then I can work on the bottom bit if I'd like to. Pushing everything in. And obviously that's making the base a little bit bigger already as you're pushing all those fibres in and firming everything up. Obviously I want this bit to stay thinner because that's the egg shape, but I don't want it too thin, so I'm just pushing those fibres back in again. And then what I'll do is I'll continue to felt and sculpt as I go, but then I will add more fibre to the base of my egg. So eventually it will become more of an egg shape rather than a sausage shape. I'm still pushing in from the top at the moment, but can you see I'm turning all the time? Okay. So I want to make sure this is reasonably firm before I add to the bottom. But it's only taken a few minutes to get to this stage, doesn't take very long at all. And once you've got your egg shape, you can then spend a little bit of time firming everything up so that you get lovely detail on the top. Okay, so I'm almost at the egg shape, not too bad at all. I'm going to take some more of my core wool, just pulling it apart and restacking it so I've got a shape, big bundle there that can go over the bottom. And as I put it over the bottom into my hand like this, everything starts to round off. And I'm not just going straight in with my needle now. I'm imagining it's something like clay and I need to sculpt round because we want a nice round bit. Just be careful of your hands if you're holding it like me. Always better to do it on your mat if you can. So I would hold it like this and go round. That was a very good way to stab this bit, and believe me, that hurts. So we're just stabbing everything in, hopefully creating more of that egg shape again now. Any of these fluffy bits, I'm not worried. I'm just going to stab those into the body of my egg. It's just going to make that shape a little bit bigger. And then I'm just going to spend a bit of time felting and firming everything up. If I needed to, I could always add to the base again, but I probably won't add any more to the top unless I've got lots of seams that I need to get rid of. So I'm going to do that and I'm going to come back in a moment. So as you can see, I just spent a little bit of time. I added to the bottom, rounded that off again, and I have got my egg shape. It is as easy as that. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial today on how to make eggs 3 different ways with just the wool. If you enjoyed my tutorial, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. There are lots of tips and tutorials on there, and I'm hoping to add lots more soon. Happy felting, everybody!